Hi folks, I'm Bill Creech. On behalf of all of our Creech families, I would like to welcome you to our Hill 70 Quantock barn burning bull sale. It's February the 2nd right here at our ranch just north of Lloydminster. So this is our pre-sale bull video, and it'll highlight all the different groups of bulls. If you will come for a little walk with us, we'll go through all the groups of bulls, and you'll have a pretty good idea of what bulls we're selling and what they look like and how we manage them after you've spent half an hour taking a look at it. This is our set of Hereford 2-year-old bulls, both horned and polled this year again. This is a great set of bulls. We'll bring you nearly 60 bulls. Our Hereford bulls are a little different than some you're going to see. They're a little lower set, closer to the ground. They pack lots of weight, lots of pay weight. These bulls will wean 600 to 700 pound calves without any trouble. We run them beside our Angus day in and day out, and they don't take a back seat to anybody. So it's kind of tradition that we start our video and our sale with these big horn and pole bulls. Our Herefords, you know, we've had them here since the start, and they're the ones that we started with. These cows have got lots enough milk to wean big calves. And with our Herefords, you don't ever have to worry that you're going to get Hereford cows with those 6-inch long tits that are bigger than a turnip. It ain't going to happen, because we've run them beside our Angus for 30 years. And it's just a simple process. You get rid of the ones you don't want, and you do that long enough, and pretty soon ain't any bad ones left. Having raised Herefords alongside all these other breeds for quite a number of years has taught us a few things in the cow business, especially about the Hereford breed. We've designed these Herefords so that you can take them, use them as a viable alternative to a lot of other breeds. If you have Angus cows, these guys will give you lots enough performance. They will calve. If you're calving early or if you're calving late, the daughters of these bulls won't give you any troubles. As you mature them, the udders will be good. We do have a special line in these Hereford bulls. If you're running a lot of Angus type heifers, if you go to the Harlan Sons in here, they are true calving ease specialists. You can use them on your heifers. We've actually done it at home on a group of black heifers, bred them to Harlan Sons, and they'll calve every bit as good as breeding them to a lighter birth weight Angus bull. And you gain all your hybrid vigor out of the deal. You end up with a baldy calf. So that's one thing to really consider in this Hereford deal that we've got going, that you can use those bulls on your heifers. As you consider going to a grass calving program, or as everybody backs are calving up, your cattle tend to not get handled as much, and that's one of the places that these Hereford bulls really shine, is temperament. You don't need to work them a lot to make them tame. They're just naturally docile, tame kind of cattle. You can use them out in the open. Their calves won't run away from you, won't cause you any grief that way. If you're calving straight Hereford cows or Hereford influenced cows out in the open, you won't need a calf cage or a shark cage or anything like that to calve your cows. We don't use one, we never have. We don't have a cow that will come at you. These cows are just naturally easy to handle, and the bulls too. So that's a real plus of the Hereford breed that a lot of people have forgot over the years. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have completely dismissed Herefords from their crossbreeding program. It's something with these set of bulls that you really need to take a hard second look at. They've got enough performance to match all the other breeds. You've got hybrid vigor, you've got the docility, you got hair, and you're going to end up in most cases with a baldy calf.
We're going to move into this pen of red Angus 2-year-old bulls now coming down the alley. There'll be 75 of these big guys, and I know they'll impress you. You'll be hard-pressed to find a group of 75 bulls or more anywhere else in the country that has this kind of uniformity and consistency. It's a large group with a lot of half and three-quarter brothers and big sire groups for you to come and pick from. If you're coming a distance or you're coming from a few miles away, it doesn't matter. You're going to find bulls all the way down the line that you can like and appreciate. You're going to be able to go home with one that we know that you'll be happy with. Don't worry about driving all this way just to find one bull or chase them and wear the tires off your truck. Like I said, you'll have a lot of bulls to pick from, and the further you go down in the line, there'll be a lot of bulls that you can really like and take home. When you look at these bulls, you'll see they're in nice working shape. There's no fat bulls in this pen, but there's bulls that have done well, look good. Have a look at the briskets on these bulls as they come by. You'll notice that they're not full and these bulls' pones aren't swelled up. These bulls are hard in their condition, they're in good working shape, and they're ready to go out and breed cows. We run these bulls on grass all summer, no supplement. They come in mid-October, and we start working on them for the sale then. Good bulls come from good cows, and we know our cows pretty well. We hand select every mating. Everything is done on a horse or quad or on foot. You're talking to the guys that breed them, feed them, clip them, deliver them, and calve them. We're kind of a one iron outfit, I guess. You know, you can have a look at these bulls. Feel free to call us and talk to us, ask us any questions you want. We know the bulls inside and out. Through the 400 bulls in the offering, including these 75, we know each bull, we know the lot numbers, we can tell you who's who and what's what, whether we like the cow, what her best use is, what her son's best use is, and the way that they're most effectively going to impact your cow herd if you have any questions. At every step of the development of these bulls, we consult with veterinarians and nutritionists. These bulls are on a TMR ration that's completely balanced at all times. We keep these bulls hard in their condition and ready to go to work for you because it doesn't do you any good for our gain for them to be over fat and not ready to do a day's work. Through this group of bulls, there's going to be a lot of bulls in here that are very suitable for heifer programs. And as you look too, there's bulls that are capable of siring power calves that maybe give you a little more birth weight. Trust the birth weights on these cattle, have a look at them. The cows are consistent. They've been bred over 50 years. There's no extreme outliers in the group. We provide you with all the real-world data you need on these bulls. Every bull calf is born and weighed within 24 hours. Same goes for the heifer calves, and we've collected a wealth of data over the years that allows us to predict what these cattle's potential is, and we can tell you honestly and truthfully what we can expect out of them. If you have questions about any of these bulls that you see on here or any bulls that aren't videoed but you see in the catalog that interest you, don't hesitate to call us. Dad, Ted, or myself are all capable and willing to answer your questions and look forward to hearing from you. We'll challenge you as you watch this video to compare them to other videos that you see of bull sales and bulls that you might be competing with these guys. There's not a bull in these groups that doesn't walk out smooth and doesn't stride out nice. We don't have time to babysit these bulls and love individual ones. We don't do any hoof trimming. Any cattle that can't cut it in real world competitive conditions find their way to town pretty quick. If you buy a new truck, you make the investment, you take it home, and you have to put new tires on it within a week or a month, we know you wouldn't be very impressed, and that's why we don't trim feet on any of these bulls. We cull them tirelessly, and we have over the years to ensure that none of these cattle will ever need their feet trimmed or have any issues. If you look at the hip and hind leg on these guys as they walk by, we know you'll be ready to incorporate that in your cow herd. These are the kind of guys that'll just go out and get it done and sire you those big, stout steer calves that order buyers can't wait to get their hands on. Females on the flip side of things as well. Like we said, we've culled tirelessly over the years and make sure that these females are all real functional, high functional, competitive cattle. All right, here come these red Angus yearling bulls, and I think I can let the bulls do the talking as they come in for the first little bit. Like I said, our Connor and Dad had said before, from top to bottom, a very consistent, uniform set that has a lot to offer when it comes to growth and maternal. Just a very, very high quality set of cattle.
As you see these bulls get out on the move, I really challenge you to see them on the 3/4 angle. Look at their rib shape, look at the shape as they come out of their hip. These guys are young, but they still got lots of true, genuine muscle shape, and they're not just fed and pushed like many other yearling Red Angus bulls you'll see around the country. If you can't make it to the sale, sight unseen is definitely your best bet, the way to go. Whether it be myself, Connor, or Dad, we all know the cattle. We know what their backstory is, their birth weights, their wean weights, their yearling weights, and what they're projected on and what they can potentially do for you. So I definitely think that's your best bet. As I said before, ease and comfort and flexibility off both ends is a big thing for us, and I think that's what a lot of Red Angus cattle are struggling to do, and what we have put a lot of emphasis on is just foot and bone structure and joint quality. Structure is just a big thing for what we do and for what we do to make money and for what makes our bottom line and your bottom line as well. These calves are just some of our older calves at this stage in the game, and that's why they've been selected to sell as yearlings in our sale. It's no discredit to some of the bulls that sell as 2-year-olds. These ones are just older at this stage in the game. They're just some of our higher performing calves right now. Like I said before, as they get out and go, muscle shape and structure and balance and just quality look from the side are just kind of the few things that we really pick up on, and we try to do the best job that we possibly can. Here's a good Ring of Fire son crossing the straw bed. Here's another good 818 son. Look at the muscle, look at the body, look at the shape, and look at them from the side. Just a very complete, well-rounded kind of a calf. Let's just look at these bulls go as they go by. Big, stout, flexible. I just think a very nice set. There's a calving E son 311. As we get into some of these 933 sons, I can definitely say within our Red Angus breed, those are the high growth cattle that we have to offer. From birth to weaning, I don't think really anything touches them as a sire group. Like I said before with these 933s, just the growth is something to be very impressed by. He's another 228 son, 933 himself. Anything that goes back to 228Y is some of the most impressive females within our herd, and I'll say the same about the first set of dollars that we've calved out by 933.
Hi everyone, I'm Connor Creech. We run our delivery routes in both February and April of the spring. We get awful close to your ranch, and if we can't quite get to the ranch, we can come to pretty much any central point. It works really well. It's a really good thing to take advantage of at the bull sale. Come in your car or your truck, leave the bulls here on bull development, forget about them until April, and we'll see you then.
We're going to move into these Black Angus bulls right now. The 2-year-olds are coming down the alley, but nearly 100 Black Angus bulls on offer. And it's truly one of the largest offerings this spring of 1-iron Black Angus bulls, 2-year-olds and yearlings. Our 2-year-olds are the same deal as all the other 2-year-old bulls. They've been backgrounded the first year out in big pens, never pushed, just growing out. Then they're turned to grass that first summer with absolutely no supplement. We bring them home the middle to end of October off grass, put them in big pens out to the west of the yard and start to feed them, but it's a balanced ration. 3 pounds a day is all we're ever shooting for. So these bulls will come to you in very modest shape. They're ready to rock and roll. They've never been pushed. Their feet have never been trimmed. You can count on that. Another thing is our black 2-year-olds, the same as all the other 2-year-olds, have never ever been picked over. Once we sort these bulls, to keep them for 2-year-olds, we don't offer them to anyone, anywhere. So you don't have to worry about that. Lots of people will try to tell you if you're selling yearlings and 2-year-olds that the 2-year-olds are the leftovers. Absolutely not in this case. Nearly 80% of these bulls will go to repeat customers every year. We can supply you with the names and numbers of repeat customers that have bought these bulls one at a time or in volume, that are very happy, that are back at the sale year after year to purchase more of them. Our black bulls incorporate a lot of yardstick genetics through Yardstick and his direct sons, 1245, 1226, and 1267. they're the kind of cattle that start in that modest birth weight range and then really have the ability to grow fast and flesh. The yardstick females that you will end up with are tremendous, deep-ribbed, moderate-sized black cows that milk and check all the boxes when you're looking for a moderate maternal cow herd. We also have a lot of innovations and Charolais that we've introduced. These are 2 AI sires that we've put into our program to broaden our genetic base, and I know you won't have any trouble finding either of those sire groups as you go through our catalog. To round out our black offering sire-wise, we have velocities, which we have offered previously, but we have more sons this year, nearly 20 on offer through the whole offering. Velocity is definitely an intriguing black bull with a birth weight trait leading EPD and then outstanding growth and absolutely flawless structure. His first daughters are incredible, beautiful uddered, small uddered, but lots of milk. Next down the alley is 30 of these really good Black Angus yearlings. You know, they're just mini-me's of the 2-year-olds. As you watch them walk by you, they're the same structure, they're the same build, but they're all bred the same. A lot of yardstick and velocity genetics in here, so you wouldn't expect them to look any different. You're just going to get one more year's use out of these guys. They got a little more age on them, so they will go out and breed a lot of cows. All our bulls have been worked on horseback, on quads, or on foot, and we do use dogs. So once you get these guys home, no matter which bunch of bulls you bought a bull from, you're going to have no surprises. You know, he's not going to hit your horse, or he's not going to run over your quad, he's not going to chase the dog out of the pen. They've been exposed to everything. You're not going to have any trouble with them. You can read all the lot tags as these bulls are walking by you. So as you're watching the video, I'll just talk a little bit about our ranch and the big effort that it is 365 days of the year. Sherry, Connor, Ted, and myself put a lot of effort into these cattle. It's what we do and do every day. We try to do the best job we can and bring the best set of bulls to you. One thing we couldn't do it without is our long-term help. They put a lot of effort and extra effort into it, and that is really appreciated. And I know that when you take a look at these bulls, you know that there's been a lot of people put their blood, sweat, and everything into them to bring them to you in the right shape and the right condition on February the 2nd. Through the 2-year-olds or the yearlings, with nearly 100 of these bulls, you can put together groups of 1/2 and 3/4 brothers that are look-alikes, that are bred alike, and will give you a calf crop that is as consistent as can be. One thing to consider in all our yearling bulls, we never creep feed a single calf. We've learned over the years to not fool ourselves, to let that cow express her potential and the calf's potential, and if she can't wean a calf good enough without a creep out in the field, we probably don't want her and we don't want the calf. So that's one thing, like I say, to remember in these calves. There's no creep in them. They're not full of pellets all summer. They're just naturally what they are, coming off grass, mama's milk.
Hey everybody, I'm Ted Creech. I'm the youngest son around here. I'd like to talk to you about the bull development program that we offer. So either you can purchase your bull on sale day and take him home that day with a $50 sale credit, or you can preferably leave your bull home here to the beginning of April to the beginning of May, and we can look after him up until that point, until we get him delivered. I like doing that a lot better. It keeps the bulls in the right kind of condition, in the right kind of breeding condition for you guys. Everything stays the same with the same pen mates. It's just a lot easier for both parties.
You'll see these red Angus Simmental 2-year-olds coming through here. Mom and Dad built the ranch on the backs of Hereford and red Angus cows, and we pulled the cows for this program right from the heart of the herd. There's no slouch cows, there's no cows with bad feet or udders. These cows, like I said, are right from the heart of the herd. We can flip them in and out between the purebred and the Simmental herd, and I think you'll see that in the quality of these bulls as they come in front of you here right now. These bulls really combine the best of both worlds when you start talking about combining the high performance of Simmental cattle mixed with the maternal side that the red Angus cows will bring to the equation. And when you start to use these bulls and you see the quarter Simmental calves, you're going to get that extra punch at weaning time and through the performance right up to yearling. You're going to be able to appreciate those quarter blood Simmental cows, and it's going to leave you with a lot of crossbreeding options when it comes to hitting them with the next cross. When these bulls go in front of you, you're going to see that they're really smooth moving bulls. They can get out and travel. They haven't been pushed. They're ready to just go out and breed cows and you know, kind of assume their role and do nothing but make you money from this point forward. When these calves are born, it's hard to tell them apart from the red Angus calves. Where they really start to differentiate themselves is at weaning, and I guess that's what's so impressive about them is their curve bending ability to be born in that 80 to 90 pound range consistently and consistently wean close to 700 pounds. You're not going to have calving trouble that you typically associate with, you know, big Simmental bulls, and you don't have to sacrifice the convenience in order to get the weaning weights that these guys are going to bring you. Use these guys with confidence. Use them on your cows. Use them on heifers that are, you know, maybe a little more continental makeup to them. They're not going to give you any calving trouble. You're not going to be able to tell them apart from your British calves at birth. But come weaning time, you'll definitely know the difference. Keep in mind when you're watching this video, we filmed these bulls kind of mid-December. These bulls have only been on feed and in, you know, kind of getting looked after with any attention since mid-October. You know, they're born a little bit later than most. We don't turn these bulls out. We shoot to calve these cows kind of by mid-April, and you'll see that reflected on the birth dates and everything on the data on these bulls. Just because these bulls aren't January born doesn't mean they don't know how to perform. They're going to go out, do one thing, breed your cows, and make you money. Have a look at these big guys run by you. You're going to see a huge volume of bulls here. There's a good selection to pick from. You're going to be hard pressed to find a more consistent, stout set of bulls like this available to you in any number.
As these black Sim Angus bulls run in, I'll just talk a little more about the sight unseen purchase program. I think the biggest thing is just get it right and get it right the first time, and that's sure to make the customer happy. Like I said before, it's definitely your best bet. If you can't make it to the sale that day, that's how we move a good portion of our bulls every year. I think it just does a really nice job. It's satisfaction upon arrival. Once we deliver them that day, if you like them, you're welcome to take them, but if you don't, it's not a problem to us. We got to take them back home. I sure wish they would make an EPD for quality, because this is one of the deepest set of bulls that we've had for these black Angus Simmental crosses. Stout, muscular, good-haired, easy fleshing kind of cattle. Like we had talked before with the bull development, I think that's your best bet on keeping your bulls here to the mid-April to beginning of May when we can get them delivered out to you. These bulls are grown out in the right kind of condition for you to get your cows covered and make sure they get every single bit of them covered. I'm a big believer in muscle shape, and Connor and Dad are as well. Study these bulls as they get going on the 3/4 angle. It's not a fed-in belly, it's not a fed-in muscle shape, it's a descript, athletic-looking shape to these cattle that are certain, that are genuine in their kind, genuine in their look, and just flat do it for you. Big-ended cattle that definitely hold true to the characteristics of a Simmental breed, and certainly all the convenience traits that the maternal Angus side has to offer as well. Stout, easy doing, big fleshing cattle are certain to drive your bottom line. Just let these cattle speak for themselves as they get out and get going. I don't need to jam it down your throat how much I know. Watch for yourselves. These bulls have certainly got the muscle and the shape, and you're definite to see that as they get out and leave the pen here. Here come these black Angus Simmental yearling bulls. Like I said before with the 2-year-olds, solid black, baldies, and blaze faces here on offer in this group as well. These cattle have been on feed probably a little less than everything else, and they're really starting to come on now. Look at the body, look at the shape in these cattle. They're certainly very athletic in their muscle pattern, and definitely think have a lot to offer. With this true F1 cross, they're certain to maximize the heterosis within your next calf crop with that added maternal and added growth that's benefited from both the Sim and Angus genetics within these cattle. Hybrid genetics that are here to increase reproductive and growth traits within your cow herd and are certain to help your crossbreeding program. We're big believers in crossbred cattle and really appreciate the added growth and benefits that each breed has to offer, and that's why we run so many different breeds of cattle around home. Me and my dad have a bit of different lingo when it comes to talking about cattle, but he's very true in his statement that heterosis is about the only free lunch that you can get in the cow business, and I'm a big believer in that as well. Like I said before, good-haired, stout, muscular kind of cattle that can really get out and go. Here's another one that definitely shows that as well. Lot 344, good-haired, long-bodied bull that's got a lot of length and extension from top to bottom. Here we go as we watch these bulls get out and go again. Ease and comfort off both ends of their skeleton. Bulls that are meant to last. Longevity is definitely a big priority. Hopefully I don't pick up too much of an accent as I get talking about cattle again. I usually get called Yankee Doodle by Con and Dad every time I look at cattle, so hopefully it doesn't rub off too much on you guys. I think return on investment is a big thing to look at, and like I said before, with the added heterosis with these bulls, I definitely think that's going to be something that plays into your guys' favor as purchasers of these cattle. Look at them go, look at them flex and move with comfort off either end. Lots of shape, lots of muscle. Definitely bulls that stand true to what Sim Angus cattle are supposed to be.
Hi folks, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about our warranty program. It's a handshake warranty. It's pretty simple. We little old-fashioned on our warranty. We will definitely look after you no matter what. We always have a battery of loaner bulls to get you through the breeding season, because we think the most important thing is to get your cows bred. So we want to be the first to know if you got any troubles. Just call us and it'll get looked after. The other thing that I would like to talk about a little bit is our new extended warranty program that covers you all the way to the end of September of 2019 on your bull purchases. And if you take a look on page 4 of the catalog, that's all explained in there. It's by far your most economical way to have bull coverage all the way through. Coming down the alley right now is 35 of the best darn Charolais yearling bulls that you're going to find anywhere this spring in Western Canada. They're all bred alike, fed alike, and they darn well look alike. You can put together groups out of here that will sire you consistent calves from end to end. They're nearly all polled, they're good-haired, they're well grown out, they're not fat. We've never pushed these guys for 4 and 5 pounds, try to make them fat, look soggy. They're naturally easy fleshing, deep-bodied, thrifty kind of cattle. We balance our ration on these guys looking for 3.5 pounds a day. These are performance cattle, so we want them to express a little more growth than we do with our British bulls. If we stay around that 3.5 pounds for gain, the longevity in these bulls is incredible. They don't burn out. They don't quit working for you as a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. Every year, if you look through our catalog, we add some new genetics to these bulls. So if you're using them back onto half Charolais cows or quarter Charolais cows sired by our bulls, there is some diversity in the gene pool there. Through all these bulls, the birth weight will work on your British cows, whether they're blacks, reds, red-white face. They'll capture that hybrid vigor, and definitely the price advantage that everybody's looking for in buckskin and silver calves. You can calve them out on the green grass. We've got people that calve these Charolais bulls to their black cows, May calving with no trouble. So if you want names of people that have done it, we can sure supply them to you if you're thinking about it for the first time. These Charolais yearlings are produced on a cooperative basis with the Thurstons. Gord, Leon, Colette, and Blair do a tremendous job of this, and we come together in the marketing and the selling end of them. So if you want to write a script on how a cooperative program should work, this is the one to follow. Excellent job done. Really good set of bulls, and I know you will appreciate them. As those yearlings have left, we'll run through the next group of bulls, which is our Charolais 2-year-olds, 35 of these big rascals. We run them on grass all summer. They're done exactly the same as all our other 2-year-olds that first winter. We just background them out in big pens, not looking for a lot of condition on them, just wanting to grow them and turn them to grass. We find that's the best way. When we're not trimming any feet on these bulls, we want to be careful how we develop them for you. Our blueprint for developing these 2-year-old bulls is proven. We've used it basically the same way for the last 20-some years. It brings them to you in perfect shape. Their feet are sound, their bellies are sound. You just have no problems with them. All our white bulls are easy to handle, and we've done it long enough that we're not running into any of these bulls that you gotta sort back because they're chasing you out of the pen or anything. We can walk in the pen, these bulls' heads don't go up and they're not running to the far end. All of these bulls have convenient birth weights of basically 105 pounds and down, and I know everybody using Charolais bulls is always concerned about birth weight. These guys are tested and true. They won't give you any problem. They're long-bodied. Like I said, most of them are polled, smaller headed, and they will calve very easy on your mature cows. This group of bulls has a lot of common sense in them through 70 Charolais bulls, and you're going to go a long way this year to try find 70 Charolais bulls, one place, one day. And that's all on February the 2nd. These guys will sell in second spot. So we'll start with our Herefords right at 12 noon, sell them for about an hour because we usually go through a bull every 50 seconds. And then we'll be on to these Charolais 2-year-olds first and then move into our Charolais yearlings. So I'm just going to let you watch these big Charolais bulls walk by you. You can appreciate them. And I'll tell you a little bit more about our delivery program. Connor talked about that. But just so you know that for bulls going east, all the way even to the east coast of Canada, we cost share the delivery. So if you're going to central Canada or eastern Canada, thinking about buying bulls here, don't worry about delivery. It's no problem. We've done it for years. Our good friends at HS Nil work with us every year to get these bulls to you without a hiccup. So on that delivery thing, if you're from Eastern Canada and you buy a bull, you're going to get a phone call to say the day or 2 days before he leaves our yard. And then you will be notified as he's getting very close to your yard. And he will get very close to your yard. So it's something you don't have to worry about when you're looking at buying these bulls out here.
Here comes the last pen of bulls that we're going to feature in the sale video. These red Angus Gelbvieh bulls have had to really go out and kind of carve a niche for themselves. They've earned the attention and respect of a lot of cattlemen, and you'll see why as you watch them walk by. These are good doing, shapely Gelbvieh bulls that are going to do a lot of good for your cow herd. Think about the possibilities of quarter Gelbvieh sired calves. When you're talking about keeping replacement females, these ones have really become the cream. You'll really enjoy them. There's a lot good to be said about the maternal traits on the Gelbvieh and the added milk flow will really be the complementary trait that these guys throw in. I think there's a lot of good on the terminal end of these bulls too. As we're weaning these calves, this is typically one of the highest weaning sets of calves that we have. And as you look at these bulls, you can really see they're no slouch. All these bulls are penned awfully close to each other. You won't have to venture very far, and you might find yourself in this Gelbvieh pen. Watching these bulls walk by, we know you'll be impressed, and if you get in that pen, you might just find yourself being a Gelbvieh man or woman by the end of the day. We cover a lot of miles and we get a lot of places looking for the next Gelbvieh herd sire. We've made sure to incorporate hair, as you can see in these bulls. They kind of buck the trend for what you might traditionally think of with a Gelbvieh. It's a loose, shaggy hair, and they're going to go out and transmit that into their calves. Again, really well-mannered bulls. They're easy to handle, and they'll be a joy for you for generations to come. Just like everything else, they've been handled by horses, quads, on foot, and with dogs. They're pretty much desensitized to anything. Take them home. We know you'll like them. They'll do you a lot of good. Fertility is really the trademark on these Gelbvieh cattle, and we know that you'll appreciate that in their early sexual maturity as they go forward. Incorporate it into your herd. Take a look at the scrotals. These cattle do a lot of things right. Take advantage of them.
Here's what everyone waits for. 150 of these commercial females. We'll have 75 breds and 75 open calves. Our bred heifers will start calving April the 10th. They're all bred to easy calving Red Angus bulls, and the bulls are pulled after 50 days. 75 of these open calves also. If you go to the end of the sale catalog, there's a page that has all the listings of these heifers, and as we get closer, we can update it. So just give us a call as we get closer to sale time on these heifers. Thanks for taking the time to watch our bull sale video. You can go on our website at any time through the month of January or the first day of February to get updates on our bull sale. You can email us, go on Facebook, or if you don't use those, you can do the old-fashioned thing and just phone us on that 1-800 number. Better yet, stop at the ranch anytime, any day, and take a look at the bulls. We'd love to have you all Friday night. Come early. The bulls will all be around the sale barn. We'll have big lights so that you can look at them even as it gets dark. And we'll have our branding party, supper, and social Friday night starting at about 5. So we look forward to seeing you all on February 1st and 2nd at our ranch.